larger screen where interactions feel more natural as you sit face-to-face across from life-size remote colleagues. A camera placed at eye level to improve eye contact. Spatial audio so you hear people's voices from their position on the screen. And to enrich real-time collaboration, meeting chat notes and actions will be at the forefront of all Teams rooms. Larger rooms with more attendees make it challenging for people working remotely to know who is present and who's talking. Teams rooms will deliver a meeting experience where everyone is fully represented and connections feel natural. We have reimagined the meeting room to bring people face-to-face with remote colleagues and unlock more space for people, content, and collaboration. Technology will fade to the background, with premium microphones hidden in the ceiling. Intelligent camera technology will bring in-room participants clearly into view through individual video streams. And spatial audio will help remote participants establish presence with a virtual seat in the room. All so that you have more authentic connections with everyone in the meeting. Our vision for meetings is about leveling the playing field for everyone, where remote and in-person attendees are represented equally and everyone can collaborate without compromise.
Whether we realize it or not, we rely on the cloud for everything, from working remotely with colleagues to ordering delivery from our favorite restaurants, to securely communicating with our doctors. But what is the cloud? It is not nebulous magic, nor is it a single supercomputer. The cloud is a globally interconnected network of millions of computers in data centers around the world that work together to store and manage data, run applications, and deliver content and services. The Microsoft Cloud keeps your data protected across more global data center regions than any other cloud provider. From the United Kingdom to the United Arab Emirates, South Africa to South Korea. Go behind the scenes at a Microsoft Cloud data center to learn how our cloud works.
Security used to be simple. Everything contained in a box on site, protected by a single password you knew by heart. Those days are gone. There's no one perimeter to protect, and no two environments are the same. Our data is everywhere, for better and for worse. But with Microsoft, security can be simple once again. With an intelligent security hub that works seamlessly across platforms, going far beyond Microsoft, to Linux and Mac, to AWS and beyond. So you can manage mission-critical workloads with existing tools at your fingertips, leaving employees free to do their work, wherever they are and wherever they're going. Free to sign into thousands of third-party apps and services with a single identity and no more passwords to remember. Maintaining security across their preferred devices, dynamically adjusting access to apps and sensitive data with a light touch and a small footprint, which allows them to safely share email and documents with external partners, embedded with protections that control how they are stored and shared, even after they leave your network. So they can rest easy and focus on their mission, while you keep it all running behind the scenes, with a clear view of security across every endpoint, application, and user. Microsoft integrates with other security tools to monitor your digital estate, flag suspicious behavior, and proactively respond to complex threats. So you can focus on your mission, leveraging technology to get ahead or go beyond. It's that simple. Security used to be simple. Everything contained in a box on site, protected by a single password you knew by heart. Those days are gone. There's no one perimeter to protect, and no two environments are the same. Our data is everywhere, for better and for worse. But with Microsoft, security can be simple once again. With an intelligent security hub that works seamlessly across platforms, going far beyond Microsoft, to Linux and Mac, to AWS and beyond. So you can manage mission-critical workloads with existing tools at your fingertips, leaving employees free to do their work, wherever they are and wherever they're going. Free to sign into thousands of third-party apps and services with a single identity and no more passwords to remember. Maintaining security across their preferred devices, dynamically adjusting access to apps and sensitive data with a light touch and a small footprint, which allows them to safely share email and documents with external partners, embedded with protections that control how they are stored and shared, even after they leave your network. So they can rest easy and focus on their mission, while you keep it all running behind the scenes, with a clear view of security across every endpoint, application, and user. Microsoft integrates with other security tools to monitor your digital estate, flag suspicious behavior, and proactively respond to complex threats. So you can focus on your mission, leveraging technology to get ahead or go beyond. It's that simple.
Whether we realize it or not, we rely on the cloud for everything, from working remotely with colleagues to ordering delivery from our favorite restaurants, to securely communicating with our doctors. But what is the cloud? It is not nebulous magic, nor is it a single supercomputer. The cloud is a globally interconnected network of millions of computers in data centers around the world that work together to store and manage data, run applications, and deliver content and services. The Microsoft Cloud keeps your data protected across more global data center regions than any other cloud provider. From the United Kingdom to the United Arab Emirates, South Africa to South Korea. Go behind the scenes at a Microsoft Cloud data center to learn how our cloud works.
Welcome to our demo on HP TechPulse Analytics and Proactive Insights. Today's IT environment consists of multiple devices for end users and business operations, all running a variety of operating systems in both work from home and office environments. HP TechPulse provides many real-time analytic reports to help you to secure and optimize IT assets across multiple device types and manufacturers. The interactive customizable analytics dashboard provides a high-level overview of health and incidents across all your managed devices. With our cloud-based solution, you can monitor the inventory and health of your end-user devices from any place or any time regardless of whether they are HP devices or devices from other manufacturers. Using TechPulse reports, you can quickly and easily get complete inventories of Windows, Android and iOS hardware and software assets, review the OS patch status, and gain insights on the device performance, and you can centrally view and search for any enrolled device from the Devices page. From the Incident Management page, you can drill down on any incident to get detailed information on a device. Using TechPulse reports like the Hardware Inventory Report, device-level hardware details identify key data like the serial numbers and installed components, as well as warranties and their expiration dates. You can also run reports on your software inventory and identify errors. See the details on installed software, licensing, missing patches, applications causing errors, and for device performance, you can run the performance or health reports that will enable you to stay on top of device health and CPU, memory, graphics card, and disk usage. Using TechPulse insights from the dashboard and reports, you can easily address potential issues before they become a problem. With real-time analytics and actionable reports like we have discussed, IT can stay ahead of any complications and easily proactively manage your devices. TechPulse can also predict component failures on your devices that could cause potential downtime using its powerful AI analytic data intelligence by comparing collected data from millions of devices. And if your IT staff is spending too much time on device management for your remote fleet, let HP service experts use our analytics and their best-in-class unified endpoint management tools to perform your day-to-day device and application management for you. And one more thing to highlight, for remote users, HP service experts can find lost or stolen devices, and if necessary, perform a remote lock or wipe a lost or stolen device. For your users working remotely, HP experts can also provision your Wi-Fi and enable access across your remote devices without disclosing the Wi-Fi password. Additionally, they can implement patch policies for end-user devices for any Windows operating system or third-party application. And as well, they can manage and enforce your security policies. In summary, HP TechPulse's analytic capabilities provide insights for any IT environment's health. TechPulse analytics, regardless of the service chosen, can be used to improve performance, find and resolve issues, manage assets and their health, and ensure that your end-user devices have their antivirus and firewalls enabled. That's all we wanted to share with you. For more information, please contact a service specialist or HP Partner Business Manager, or visit us at our HP Services website to learn more. Thanks for watching. With analytics and insights from HP TechPulse, you can view 4 software reports: software updates, software errors, software inventory, and software utilization. And each report category has multiple report options. The software inventory and utilization reports are available across all HP TechPulse plans, like Proactive Insights. The software inventory report displays what software is installed across your entire fleet, allowing you to manage license management and version compliance. Have you used up your purchased licenses? Are you out of licenses and potentially out of compliance? Are your software versions older and therefore out of compliance? You can answer these questions, gain valuable insights, and observe whether older software versions are experiencing issues through HP TechPulse. You'll know which devices to fix and can determine how to fix them. The software utilization metrics contain CPU and memory data. This is your triage for device issues. The help desk can refer to this report and check for software updates. If the device is operating properly, this is where you can view what might be causing performance issues, such as a specific application. You can also use this data to identify and use devices that have costly licensed software installed, and in turn, redistribute the license to another user and save money. The Software Errors Report gives insight into errors across your device environment. If a device is experiencing multiple errors, you can use this report as a means of identifying and resolving issues. For additional assistance, click on the Help and Support page on the TechPulse portal to access knowledge base articles and self-help videos. That's everything we wanted to share with you. Thanks for watching.
Tachengo is in the process of transformation where we are trying to go into new business areas apart from just toll and transit. But unfortunately, we've inherited some of very manual legacy process. So we are continuously looking to find opportunities and areas for automation to be more productive and to be more efficient. We have over 200 POS machines installed nationwide. And these are not on our proprietary network. These are on our client's network. We have a team of field engineers to support this POS. Every single issue that occurs on the POS, we have to deploy them on site to troubleshoot and to resolve them.
Take for instance, if there's a maintenance request to be done at Kuantan, the traveling time will take about 6 hours. The cost of the mileage and toll will be about 330 ringgit. And time spent to troubleshoot and resolve the issues is about 30 minutes to an hour. After implementing kaseya, basically I don't really need to send my people down on site to do the troubleshooting. We can do this remotely.
The immediate benefit that we realize is that we are able to redeploy our precious resources on strategic matters and tasks that are more value-adding in nature as opposed to 6 hours of traveling on the road. Apart from troubleshooting and resolving incidences, kaseya has also enabled us to proactively monitor our assets on the field. So we are now able to take corrective actions in the event this is nearing full capacity because we have this information at our fingertips. Now, how this has resulted in terms of benefits to our organization is that we are better able to service our customers are more satisfied, and it has also exceeded our service level expectations towards our partners. Implementing kaseya is part of our roadmap in ensuring Tachengo remains relevant to our customers. We continuously explore new technology to achieve our vision of being the #1 provider of electronic payments towards realizing a cashless society.
Turning it over to Melissa for some reflections on the potential and the rationale and the synergies.
Thank you so much, Jan Berger. As I mentioned, it's an incredible opportunity that we have ahead of us to expand our footprint in the all-up APAC market. With this transaction, Crayon will become the leading regional player in APAC globally. So as you can see here, it will enable us to become the largest player with over 1,000 employees, 6.4 billion in NOK in operating revenues. Additionally, we will be the #1 leading cloud service partner with CSP across our Microsoft business in the region. And I'll talk through the market growth opportunity shortly. The second compelling point is that it enables us to accelerate our strong market opportunity in APAC. Over the next sequence of 3 to 5 years, we see APAC as the largest market growing globally. And that's not just from a Crayon perspective, that includes market research leaders such as Gartner as well as IDC. It solidifies our position in Australia and New Zealand, enabling us to grow our revenue even that much further in the Australian market above 5.2 billion in US dollars. We have significant synergy opportunity, both short-term and long-term. Having worked with Ripe over the past 10 years, I can say that we're going to be able to really capitalize on that strong cultural integration, as well as the ability to capture synergies on CapEx relating to our platforms more longer term. And then lastly, we have strong business models and culture that we can be able to really integrate quite rapidly and see value creation from this. We have 100% overlap in terms of our channel business, which represents really strong growth for us globally, and in the APAC market is growing substantially. So you can see that there's going to be really strong value added capture from this transaction alone, just in our channel business. And then the last point to mention is that we have really great opportunity to expand our services footprint, and it's a parallel paths that the two companies have been making on this transition to grow our all-up businesses. Now, jumping into the more sustained growth from an APAC region, as you can see, APAC is growing substantially relative to the other markets if you look at North America, Europe, and Middle East and Africa. So we see an all-up CAGR spend between 2020 and 2025 between 15 and 20%. When we do a deeper dive into that, what we're seeing is that the public cloud market is forecasted to grow 3.5 times faster than IT spending generally.
Managing a growing business can be challenging. While your continued growth is a priority, your existing clients are increasingly demanding better customer experiences. Well, how about a solution that helps your team with both? One that helps speed your business processes, increase productivity, and reduce costs, all while accelerating revenue growth and delivering a better experience for customers. Sound like a lot to ask? Yes, but it's exactly what you should expect. And with DocuSign, you get all that and more. You may know us as the esignature company for things like sales contracts, NDAs, or supplier agreements. While true, that's just the beginning. We also help streamline your business by automating the signing, tracking, and routing of all your agreements. So your team can stop chasing signatures and focus on other ways to grow your business. Let's say your team is hiring a new employee. With DocuSign, the process is simple. A user uploads the document or agreement that needs to be signed. For standard agreements like offer letters, DocuSign helps your team save time and ensure accuracy by creating templates with predefined recipients, plus fields showing who needs to view or sign the document. Once the user has added their document and recipients, they can drag and drop any additional fields, helping signers know exactly how to proceed on the other end. And send. We also make it easy to track progress and status. Once a document has been signed, all necessary parties are notified that the document has been completed and given an audit trail once the agreement has been executed. It's not only a simplified process for your team, but a great experience for employees as well, giving them, as well as customers and vendors, an easy and fast way to sign or make payments anytime, nearly anywhere, and from virtually any digital device. It's that simple. Your team gets efficiency while your customers get the experience they want, all while saving time and increasing revenue. Get started with our web app or use one of our many pre-built integrations with over 350 partners in the document agreement cloud. And with our world-class security, you can be confident your documents are secure and compliant. Those are just a few ways DocuSign can help. We're here to help digitally transform the way you do business, thinking about the future so you can focus on your customers, people, and success.
I love Nintex because Nintex works.
I got into firefighting and riding this ambulance to help people, not to fill out all this paperwork and making sure government regulations are met. With Nintex, that part of my job has been minimized so that I can get back to the part that I do enjoy.
I'm inspired by when the penny drops for our system developers and they realize just how easy it is to automate processes with Nintex.
I could say Zoom wouldn't be having the success in the channel program today without having a partner like Nintex.
What I love about Nintex is that when I started working with them as a partner about 11 years ago, their two priorities were continually improving their products and ensuring their customers had the best experience possible.
Nintex ProMap has really been key to our road to rights journey. Without that software and those tools, we wouldn't know where to start.
The Nintex ProMap tool has allowed us here at Fulton Hogan to completely transform our management system.
There isn't anything else on the market that can give you an end-to-end solution like the Nintex process platform can.
I love using Nintex because we can track real ROI on process improvements for our customers.
At Wizard, we think that safety is really top priority. And when it comes to all the procedures and safety-related items, we have to be spot on. And Nintex ProMap helps us in mapping those processes.
I like the mind-blowing moment when there's bright in the eyes of our clients when they understand all the things that they can do with the Nintex platform.
At Synergy, Nintex is absolutely our #1 strategic partner.
We're a fast-growing company, so Nintex allows us to map our processes internally and onboard our employees quickly and saves us a ton of paper.
We couldn't survive without a product like Nintex to support us, and the ability for staff to digitally capture information from the field and bring it back into the business. It's essential for us now.
One thing we like about Nintex as a company and the products that it offers is that Nintex thinks ahead to where the world is going.
I think that every local government should be using Nintex.
We are grateful to be able to digitalize the multiple business process with Nintex and helping many organizations achieve higher efficiency and save the time. Let's say together, thank you, Nintex.
We use Nintex ProMap and the Nintex Workflow Cloud every day to turn dusty paper processes into smooth digital workflows, so that these are not needed anymore.
At New Belgium, Nintex is a great tool in our toolbox. It's really a Swiss Army knife.
Hello and welcome to Transform 2022. I am Alex Lam and I am so excited to be here with you on a Tuesday morning. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people are up and about already and not being restricted to working from home. We are able to go out. For myself, I've been trying to maintain a good balance between work, and I've also taken the opportunity to go for a holiday recently in Langkawi. Anybody been on holidays? And if you can hear me, can you just say hello in the chat? I just wanted to see whether everyone can hear me very clearly. Okay, this event is going to kick off with quite a lot of great speakers. And over the next 2 half days, we're going to listen to a lot of thought leadership and a lot of interesting stories from our speakers. I believe the early birds always catch the worm. So I just want to welcome all of you, and just to let you know, there is a key phrase that I'm going to use that would also help you to win a prize. So my keyword is Langkawi, and just keep that in mind until the end of the day. So without further ado, I want to take this opportunity to introduce you to Mr. Yu Lip Sin. He is the CEO of SRKK, who will start off with an opening message for all of us. So over to you, Mr. Yu.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Transform 2022. I'm so excited that this conference become realities. This conference is the biggest event we organize by far. We have more than 500 registration, and this is to welcome the opening up of many restrictions as we move to live and coexist with COVID-19. As the economies are opening up, it is expected that all sectors of economies will heat up and all business will have to find new ways of working to accommodate the new norm. Many analysts are saying that life will not be the same again. And that's the reason why we are seeing the great resignations in America. Transform 2022 aims to fill in this gap and bring all our customer organization up to speed through digital transformation program. To our customers and business associates, thank you for joining the conference. You have been very supportive, kind, and generous with us throughout the years, and we look forward to many more years of active engagement and growing together. Big thanks to the overwhelming response from our sponsors, our key technologies partners. With your generous support both in monetary, content, and speaker, we can bring this highly anticipated Transform 2022 conference in a relatively short time for our most valuable customers and business associates from Malaysia, Philippines, and Singapore. Of course, I must thank SRKK strategy and marketing team who make this Transform 2022 a reality. Special thanks to Alex, Pei, Zeti, Nicholas, Jeff, Eric, and Chen Chen. Digital transformation used to be a buzzword and sometimes something like that is good to have just 2 years ago. When pandemics hits, company in the middle of digital transformation journey hastened their adoption program and were able to weather through the last 2 years with confidence and pride. For those who found the sudden needs to start the journey during the pandemics, they fumbled, but they got better along the way. One of the most visible digital transformation change in life is everyone is having meetings, conference, and even wake service using video conferencing technology such as Microsoft Teams and Jabra earpieces. Another change that I felt, especially for industry players like us, the new option to hire remote staff becomes so viable with the cloud technologies. You know, I used to have a big challenge with some of my colleagues to have remote staff. But today, with the availability of such cloud technologies, this remote working sounds and it is so valuable. Now we have developers, support engineers, even sales, marketing, and management staff working everywhere without having to be physically present in an office or in a locality. This gives us a lot of confidence moving forward, as the limit to only hiring local talent are made irrelevant to certain extents. So digital transformation is a journey with different maturity level. Wai-Yin, our CTO, will share with you the 4 levels as we see it. We will demonstrate to you the strategy you can take in each level and how you can transition from one level to the next higher one. The good news is SRKK is at the forefront and have the expertise to assist you in most of the digital transformation technology. In order to make the conference fun, exciting, and engaging, we added some games that you will want to participate. Throughout the event, either in the main conference room or breakout rooms, you'll be given random codes to win Jabra Panelcast video conferencing kit worth $1,000. Throughout the conference, there will also be game sessions and have opportunity to win Microsoft earphones and drones. Next, I'm happy to bring on stage the future of work with Microsoft, presented by Cassandra Singh and Lee Chi Singh. Over to you, Microsoft.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Just to confirm if you can hear me. All right, I think you can hear me. So let me just do this. I'll quickly share over the screen here. Also, can you confirm that you can also see my screen? Let me just quickly check. All right. Okay, let me just do this. Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks again, SRKK, for inviting us for this opportunity to speak in your event. I think a lot of exciting things that you have lined up for the audience. Maybe just a quick one from us before we actually hold you to the agenda for full day. I think my name is Cassandra. I'm the business group lead for modern work and security in Microsoft Malaysia. Today, what I'll be sharing to you, it's on future of remote work. And then what happened is I will hand over to my colleague, Chi Sing, who will be sharing more on the Azure cloud piece as well. So without further ado, let me just quickly walk you through what basically I've prepared here. I think just sharing with you, actually we have done a study and a research. What happened is that we have seen more than 2/3 of Malaysian or even globally on employees who want flexible remote work to stay. right? This is what you guys actually telling us in the research, or not just in Malaysia, but also in globally, right? I think we have seen the shift from pandemic and then post-pandemic now. And what happened is that from the research, it has also indicated that business leaders in Malaysia as well as globally should actually resist the urge to see hybrid work as business as usual. And I think also one very interesting things to share here, right? If you heard of the Microsoft Work Index, Trend Index, it's also the research that we have done. It's called the next great disruption is hybrid work. And in the research itself, it also mentioned about, hey, what are some of the things that you should be ready or you should get ready? And what happened is that from that research or index, we have actually done this across 30,000 people across 31 countries, and 1,000 people actually from Malaysia, right? So thank you for contributing to the data here that we have. And what we are seeing, right, is also from the work trend index, we see that most workers actually want flexible working style to continue, and yet they also crave for in-person time with their teams at the same time. So what happened is that because you see this paradox happening, so what we have also done is, this is also from the research, it also has mentioned that, from the research, this is what we are seeing from a hybrid paradox standpoint. So 73% of people that was part of the research actually wanted flexible remote option to stay permanently. And interestingly, what happened is also 67% of percentage of the people actually wanted in-time or in-person work and collaboration post-pandemic. So really, this is what we are seeing is the hybrid paradox and how we can actually marry these two together. And something that our CEO, Satya Nadella, has also mentioned, everything has become more complex, not less complex, especially in the hybrid work, right? So before that, we always think that, physically it was complex, right? Not until the hybrid work. So what you're seeing now, it's going to be even more complex. So what we are seeing here is let's get ready. Let's see what we need to embrace to actually help us in the hybrid work model, right? And maybe also just some questions to you guys here to think about, right? When we look at this, we see that businesses will actually permanently transform by the pandemic, right? Like it or not, it's already transforming, and to a certain extent, it's been transformed, right? How do you anticipate the new normal to look like after the pandemic, right? I'm pretty sure you're already seeing some changes, and what's the new norm looking like for now, right? And what are some of the sentiment within your company, right? Maybe this is some of the question that you want to think and you want to ask yourself. And what is your business outlook for the next 6 months to 1 year that you're looking at, or you are forecasting or expecting? I think these are some of the good questions that you probably want to think about. Right, and what happened is that maybe this is also one of the sharing and from the research as well. This is some of the emerging trends that we're seeing in Malaysia as well as globally, right? From a hybrid model or flexible model standpoint. So I think, like it or not, the flexible work is here to stay, and it's not just for temporary, but it's going to be permanent, right? And the way we're seeing it is leaders will need to stay in touch with employees, right? The more than ever before. Right, because what happened is, especially in the remote world, you want your people to be connected and feel that they are connected and engaged at the same time, right? And high productivity is masking an exhausted workforce, because what happened is, I think, especially working from home, you will tend to work the longer hour, right? Previously, when you're in office, you will usually pack up earlier just to avoid the traffic, and probably you will head home, and maybe at night you will start to work again, or reply some emails. But the way we're seeing is, since we're working from home, the working hour is actually longer. And what happened is that there's also risks that we're seeing, especially for Gen Z. They will need to be re-energized, especially during that time when they join a company. I think a lot of them actually face virtual onboarding, and things have been virtual for them for quite a while now, and they have not really experienced the in-physical engagement or networking session with the employees or their teammates, right? So I think the way we're seeing this is that especially for Gen Z, there is a risk, right, for them to actually need to be re-energized. Right? So if you are an owner of a company and you have a lot of Gen Z in your company, do take note. I think you need to, think of some way to re-energize them, right? And I think what happened is that we also see a shrinking network are actually endangering innovation, because what happened is I think especially now we tend to work in silo model again, very less teamwork or collaboration. So I think we need to think of a way for us to start to collaborate more, right? Meet virtually more, right? If it's not physically, to help us, maintain the creativity that we have. And what happened is that it's also authenticity will also spur productivity and as well as well-being, right? And of course, it's another pro about having things remotely, working remotely. I think we actually see the talent pool, right? It's increasing, and in fact, you're actually seeing talents in everywhere, right? Especially in the hybrid work model, right? Because I think what happened is you're not actually limiting yourself to hire people just within yourself, just within the country, right? Especially in the hybrid world, you can actually hire talent from across the world, right? So that's why we're saying you can see talents actually growing and talent pool actually growing, right? And what happened is that it's also one of the very interesting study, right? Working from home is an option, yet physical offices will not disappear, right? This is what we mentioned about the hybrid paradox. And I think the way we also see it is, if you look at the chart we have here, right, working from home opportunities post-pandemic, we see that 71% of managers and employees actually desire the flexibility to work from home, right? But at the same time, 82% of managers are also expecting more flexible work from home policies post-pandemic. So what we're seeing here, right, is basically we see that nearly 60% people actually feel less connected, right? Since we're all working remotely, but what happened is also there's about 5% of people we survive lived alone, right? That's what the studies is telling us. And I think some of the learnings that we have heard from customers, from partners, as well from even internally as well, in terms of the hybrid work, how we are seeing the opportunities today, right, is, working and learning from home actually gives us the opportunity to spend more time with the family. I think we all have to agree this, since we are working from home, I think the time that we spend with our family has increased. I think that has also helped us to be a bit more empathy, right, towards our teammates, and that actually helped us to shift our perception, right, helped by both managers and as well as employees. Because what happened is, I think since the pandemic, the managers have also learned to be more empathic towards the employees who need a bit more attention at home, right? Be it, maybe they need to take care of their babies at the same time working from home, or take care of elderly parents. I think in a way we see that managers also has shifted to be a bit more empathy towards the employees, right? And I think what happened is another opportunity from the learnings that we see, right? It's basically, it has also helped us make work more inclusive for remote collaborators. Because what happened is, I think previously, we tend to be, working in a physical manner. So there's not much thinking about, also having inclusive remote collaborators. But what happened is, since pandemic, since everyone is working remotely, I think everyone also tend to be, a bit more conscious. Hey, we need to be a bit more inclusive, especially when we have people joining physically and as well as remotely, right? And I think shifting to the challenges side, these are some of the learnings that we're seeing as well. More remote work can actually lead to longer working hour, meeting fatigues, and I think a lot of us are actually feeling that already, right? If you have not, then maybe you have not joined enough meeting or conversation or discussion yet, right? And I think maybe another thing that we're seeing here is also the lack of connected and comfortable home workspaces also remain as a challenge to keep us productive, to be productive, right? Because I think since pandemic, a lot of people are also, starting to actually build a little corner for working, right, to actually keep them staying focused and productive, right? That's also one of the learnings that we have. But if you do not have that setup, I think the chances of us getting distracted is it's quite high, right? So what we're seeing, right, is perhaps what the future of work will be more on remote than ever before, right? Like it or not, I think the remote element will tend to be more, right? And in terms of the physical office space, where it actually brings us the flexibility and the benefit of connected people in workspaces, that still remain as a key element, right? Especially for us to have team bonding, gathering, and that is also part of the core of future of work, right? And I think moving forward, what we have also learned and we're seeing, right, is from the research, we're seeing the pandemic has also proven that organizations can and must trust their people, right, to be productive from anywhere and anytime. I still remember some of the very interesting conversation that we had, I think about 1 year plus ago when we started MCO. That time, a lot of customers actually reach out to us to ask, hey, how do I actually make sure that my employees are actually working at home, and how do I measure the productivity? Right. I think as we go and as we move along, we have learned that, hey, perhaps we should have more trust to our people, right? We should trust that, they are also working from home. They will be productive at home, right? Because given that, they are more flexible at the moment, they can work from anytime and anywhere. I think the trust has been, established more, right? If I were to compare now and then, because what happened is, I think in terms of the trust from the managers from the conversation that we're seeing from customers, we don't really get that question so much anymore, and especially when managers come to us and ask, how do I make sure that my people are actually working and being productive at home, right? So, in a way, we are seeing there's some good trust foundation that was built. And what happened is also we are seeing the leaders now actually have the opportunity to redefine the hybrid work strategy, right? That combines both the best of digital workplace as well as physical workplace. I think this is also something new that, for you leaders and for you business owner out there to think about, right? What is your workplace or hybrid workplace strategy is going to be like, right? Some of the customer think that, hey, we actually kind of like the remote workplace, and I think we will tend to give more flexibility to our employees to actually adopt that, right? So they're seeing the flexibility of having the hybrid workplace as one of the strategy moving forward. And I think some of the things that we're also seeing, especially on returning to work, like it or not, I think a lot of us are already thinking to be back to work. I'm not sure about you. I think myself, I'm pretty looking forward to be back in the office. Sitting down with my colleagues, having coffee chat, having face-to-face meeting. I think that's something that I'm also looking forward. But what most importantly we're seeing here as a result, right, is we see that definitely organization or company can actually benefit from technology. Right? Because back then, we always think that working from home or working from remotely used to be a luxury, right? But what happened is, as we can see for the past one to 2 years, it's actually a necessity, right? It's a need that we want, right? It's not so much on the luxury anymore, right? If you do not have the technology in place back then, I think you were facing a lot of challenges, definitely, right? And I think what happened is, from an organization perspective, you can also be more responsive to rapidly changing need of the workplace when you have technology in place, right? And I think definitely technology in a way has helped us to improve actually and move us, right, from a physical to a hybrid model, right? And I think maybe also something to share here, we see that, when you have both Microsoft 365 as well as Surface, together, it actually helped business to run smoother. Right? These are some of the research that we have done across the globe, and this is what the customers is telling us. Right? We're seeing about 75% of reduction in help desk call when you have both Microsoft 365 powered with Surface, right? And we also see that there's about 10 hours Surface users are more productive, right? They can actually save 10 hours per week, right? When they have these two complementing each other. And also few things that we are also seeing here is 17% of improvement that we're seeing in terms of the IT cost and efficiency, right? And I think next what I wanted to show here is the group of family of the Surface devices, and especially if your company have different role, different profile of user. I think this is where it will actually fits well. If you look at the screen here, we actually have the Surface devices for different roles that you have, right? If you can see in the middle, we actually have the roaming customer service, right? This is where you have the frontline workers, you have the field servicer, and as well as, you know, you have people that move around, right? Very mobile, the mobile sales representative. This is where I think we will definitely recommend them with the Surface Go 3 devices. Right, because what happened is the devices are actually pretty small and lightweight, so it's actually more easier for them to actually move around. And if you have people like, you know, a bit more customer facing, a bit more, you know, also in a way they are a bit more office bound, like customer relationship manager, information workers. This is where you can explore the Surface laptop or even Pro devices for this group of users. Then of course, if you have the VIPs, you have the executives, you have the engineers, I think this is where you probably need a bit more high-end product, right? This is where you can also look at, hey, perhaps the Surface Pro 7, or even, you know, for office purposes, you might probably consider the Surface Hub as well for collaboration internally, right? And also moving forward, just to give you a sneak peek, I think these are some of the upcoming products that we will be launching. And so do look out for that. Definitely, I think you can also find out more from SRKK as well, as they are one of our resellers. And I think another thing that we wanted to show here is on the better technology for all you've asked to do, right? In terms of, hey, what are some of the benefits that you will be getting, right? Is if you look at the look and sound, your best, you know, definitely for the Surface devices, you'll be able to see, you know, a better sound system, a more high quality, high-end camera, right? So you get a better quality virtual meeting with your audience, right? And I think in terms of reliable meetings, this will also help you to be a bit more control to your meetings, and you will have fewer distraction, right? Definitely, if you have both Surface plus M365, I think better together story, you have the collaborate story here. And, you know, when you have that, you also have the opportunity to actually bring people together, whether it's going to be a face-to-face engagement, or whether it's going to be a virtual discussion, right? And I think moving on. All right. And think, you know, back to the research that we have, what we are also seeing, right, is the implementation of the success of a successful hybrid work culture will actually require the organization to experiment and refine over a long time period. I think we all agree that there's no one method that fits all. Whatever we're sharing here, it might fit you, it might not fit you, right? So I think the way we're seeing this is you probably need to take this back, and then what you can do here is over the long-term period, you can actually refine it over time, right? So because it might not work for the first time, but if you slowly fine-tune it, it will somehow fit into your working culture, right? Then also what we are seeing very crucial here is manager and actually and business owner both actually play a very crucial role, right? Especially for this post this pandemic, and if you're looking at going back to work or adopting the hybrid work model, I think the role of the manager and the business owner now are even more crucial to make sure that their employees' well-being are actually at the forefront, right, when it comes to the new culture transformation. It's not just a technology transformation, but what we are seeing here is also a new cultural transformation, right? So which is why the both manager as well as the business owner here play a very, very important role, right? And I think these are some of the 5 strategies that we're seeing, right? Especially for you, business leader out there, to start, thinking about making the necessary shift, right? These are some of the 5 ideas that we have for you, or strategies that we have for you. Definitely create a plan to empower your people, right? For flexibility, right? Like it or not, I think this is the way forward. If you do not have flexibility, I think the chances of you retaining a talent or recruiting new talent, it will be challenging, right? And definitely invest in space as well as technology to actually breach both digital and physical gaps, right? Or physical wall. And next, we're also seeing to combat digital exhaustion from the top, right? So what happened is, I think, again, manager and the business owner play a very, very crucial role here, right? You need to make sure that your people are actually being taken care of, and make sure that they are always engaged. And what happened is, we're also seeing that we need to prioritize to rebuilding the social capital and the culture piece, right? Because I think, like it or not, I think we all felt that we have lost the human touch, we have lost the networking session. So moving forward, this is where we will need to prioritize to rebuild on. And I think last but not least is also think about the employee experience piece, because what happened is, again, if you do not think about this piece, I think you will probably lose to your competitor who are already transforming, right? Or if you do not have this piece, the chances of you losing your existing talent, or the chances of you not being able to recruit new talent, it will be tough, right? It will be definitely challenging. So I think pretty much this is what I wanted to share here in terms of what and how we are seeing from a Microsoft lens on the future of work. Definitely, if you have any question, do let us know. We will definitely get back to you. And I think thank you so much for the session. I hope you actually find it useful. I'm going to hand over the session to my colleague, Chi Sing, to actually help you and share with you more on the Azure piece. Thank you so much.
Morning, everybody. Just want to make sure, can you guys hear me? Am I audible? Okay. All right. Morning, everybody. I think first and foremost, I would like to say thank you to SRKK for giving us this opportunity to be able to share some of the insights to everybody here. So it is my pleasure today to be here. So I think before I dive into the session, thank you, Cassandra. You have a good session. I mean, you have a good sharing as well. So my name is Chi Sing.